Hey y'all, welcome back to the Hot Rod Dad channel. Glad you came. Hope you stay. Like, subscribe, comment, share, etc., etc. Beautiful, warm, sunshiny day here in Tennessee. I am going to jump in Old Smoky here, haul the garbage off, and then I'm going to take you to look at a Studebaker. You've seen it on the channel a time or two. It's Todd's Gasser Studebaker. It's a Studebaker Lark 62, I think. I'm not sure what year it is. I can't remember. But I'm going to take you out there and show you a really bad Stude. So y'all stay tuned. So I'm here at Todd's, and we're going to check out the Studebaker right here. This is a Studebaker Gasser. You've seen it on the channel a time or two. Let's turn you around here first, and I'll show you his tow rig. Is that not a blast from the past? That's pretty cool. Anybody home?
Yeah, come in, Dennis.
So we've unveiled the name of the car here.
Yes, sir, we have.
And it is Corn Pop. Is a really bad Stude. I love that. That's really cool. Colors are good on it too. And we got a sponsor back here.
Yep, Crossfire Automotive Machine, Bobby White and Jet White out there.
So tell us a little bit about the engine.
Well, it started out as our backup engine, which went in. It is our backup, but it was done first. We didn't have all the parts for a good engine. So in order to try to get the races, we went ahead and put it together and stuck it in there. And honestly, it's cast piston, stock rod, got a hydraulic off-road rock crawler type cam in it. It's pretty stock. It does pretty good for what it is, but it's a pretty stock engine. And anyway, the car come out a lot heavier than what we thought it was going to.
Pretty fat.
Yes, I would have bet you the kids' college money that the car was not going to weigh more than 2,700 pounds, and it came out 2,936.
Hey, she's a fat girl.
The bad thing was that the good parts we had bought were for a 251 cubic inch engine. Well, that's not going to work. So we're going to have to build a stroker. So we're kind of having to back up and punt. So what we're going to do over the winter, we're going to build, I'm calling it phase 2. We can use part of our good parts, but not all of them. So we can do a stroker. I can get 284 or 285 cubic inches out of it. So that'll get us within, we'll only be about 90 to 100 pounds overweight.
Yeah, well, you're already committed right here.
Yeah, I went ahead and I went ahead and thought, So yeah, but there's a lot of things to do.
So what's the transmission you're running?
We're actually running, it's a production Jeep transmission. It's called an AX15. It's essentially the same box that they put in some of the Toyota Supra turbos. So it's fairly strong as far as like the input shaft and whatnot. They tell me that one thing that you can't do is speed shift them, because I think they call them blocker rings. This old people call them synchronizers. I think it's the same thing. But they say that it kills the blocker rings pretty quick. So for now, we're going to run this transmission. If it holds up, we may try to build a better version of this one. I've talked to Todd Napier, runs the Atomic Hillbilly car, and he said he could probably do something with it. Right now, it's just a bone stock 200,000 mile transmission.
So you're not allowed a 5-speed in?
Well, you can run a 5-speed, and this is a 5-speed, but you can only use 4 gears. That's the thing, if I win the lottery, we'll just go ahead and jump ahead and get like a G-Force or a Jericho or a real racing transmission. But right now on our budget, it's used production stuff. But right now it's holding. It doesn't shift fast. if you listen to the videos, you know, I can't speed shift it, but right now it's holding up. So
Yeah, well, that's good.
we're going to run it.
So for those that do not know, you're racing in H gasser class, right?
Yeah,
at the Southeastern Gassers. And there is their license plate.
And there's significance to our number.
What's the significance of that?
That is that when it comes to lost people, in this case, lost sheep, Jesus told the parable of leaving the 99 to find the one. And that's what
Yep.
our number means is hopefully we're wanting to do an outreach to work with young people at the races. And that's kind of significant of that, of, you know, why not try to find that one at the race? So it's
I like that.
Project
I like that.
991.
So the rules of the Southeastern Gassers, all your wheels and everything has to be period correct.
Have to be period correct. They do not have to actually be old. They can be new reproductions. Obviously, there could be some safety concerns there, but what you find is a lot of the wheels are old, especially the old. Help me, it's not necessarily Halibrands, but the old magnesium wheels are bringing ridiculous
Oh
money.
yeah, they are.
These are actually true vintage 1965. Those are Keystones, believe it or not. They're not the lightest thing in the world, but it's what we've got now. And that's just a set of old Indy or ET slots that we've dolled up a little bit.
And the tires are even vintage tires.
Yeah. We have to run the correct front tire. Now, mine may not have the correct part number on them, but they're so wore out. These were given to me because the guy said they're so wore out he was afraid to race them. On my budget, you know, you just kind of throw the dice.
Got to roll the dice.
Roll the dice on it. Yeah.
And so back here we got just some 5 slots.
If we can get him to come out here a little bit, we got a guest over today that was helping me do some work on the engine. My buddy Wayne Smith, if he'll ever come out here. You're not in witness protection or anything, are you?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Do you know Wayne Smith?
Yep, sure do.
Okay, I thought you did.
So we're gonna fire it up.
We can.
Let's fire it up.
Okay.
See what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Let's see. I believe it's killed power. Okay, let me turn the power back on. And we'll let it idle down. All right. Contact.
So the car, you and the car, Corn Pop, is going to be in action next weekend.
Yep.
At the Knoxville. What's the name of the track?
Knoxville Dragway. It's
Okay.
I guess it's technically Maynardville, isn't it, Wayne? Maynardville, Tennessee, which is just north of Knoxville. But typically the Knoxville race is one of the best attended races in the whole year for the sanctioning body, because if you look at Southeast Gassers, you kind of think that Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, maybe a little more southeast, but the fact is that the membership, Knoxville is the most centrally located track. So I've seen, I think, as many as 115 cars entered.
Oh, cool.
And a couple of years ago, I think they had, I'm not positive about this, but I think it was 4,200, 4,300 spectators. So Yeah, Southeast Gassers puts on a show, and people really well attend it. And one thing that's really cool, the way they run it, you don't see people leaving before then. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, people are sticking around. Yeah, and actually Knoxville got 2 races this year because it's so well attended. And it's one of only 2 tracks. I think they kind of call it the home track up at Shadyside, Shelby, North Carolina. They get 2 events. And then this year Knoxville got 2 events. So we had, I can't remember what the spring one was, but here in the September race. But yeah.
So even the lineup girls are dressed up in vintage attire.
Yeah, all the bugs, the backup girls.
Yeah.
And which shout out to my girl Taylor Bright. She's my backup girl. So yeah, they're all vintage, and they're really, you know, I have huge respect for them, because anybody that can run in go-go boots, you know, and not break your ankle.
That's worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah, and there's really some cool ones. Mary Beth, you know, all these girls, they hustle, and they just do it for the fun, and it adds a lot to the show. It really does. So some great people. Well,
good luck to you and Corn Pop right there.
Thank you. It's we're sneaking up on it. We're not a threat for the win right now. We're sneaking up on the chassis. I won't really go into what all we've done, but we've made big changes in the last few days in the chassis. We're making gearing changes. We're making some change to the motor, try to get a few more RPM out of it. But you know, it's kind of a deal right now that ideally you would make one change at a time and see what it does. But we kind of had to shotgun some changes, and so we've got a lot of changes going on, and we're trying to get them shaped up and get ready to go to Knoxville this next weekend.
All right, I'm going to get out here and let you guys get back to it.
All right, see you, Dennis. Have a good one, man.